welcome to episode 5 of Tone Bogans. Woohoo! That's actually probably the most episodes I've ever made of any series that I have wanted to make ever. Congratulations to us and thank you for watching. This episode, I'm going to do something a little bit different to the previous 4 episodes because we're going to look at 3 pedals at once, and the reason for that is that they're utility pedals and I feel like they don't really warrant an entire episode for each one, but if they did, they would be really short episodes anyway because there's not much that you can do with a utility pedal in terms of showcasing it. You just have to use it. You have to use it yourself. The first one is the Xvive noise gate. Noise gates are pretty much synonymous with metal. Gent in particular is one that likes to mute a lot. You got your little, what are those things that they put on the neck? This you can use instead of that. So either, whichever one you prefer. This will mute if you dial it to the right setting. So the higher you dial it, the more genty it gets. You have to hit the strings pretty hard on the guitar at that setting to get any signal through at all. I normally use it sort of facing the effect light, those two are lights. And I more just use it as a bit of relief between staccatos, you know, like and then you don't want to have to go through and edit every single bit and cut that out, so that's where your noise gate comes in. I actually forgot to do that on a track that I made recently that had that kind of staccato pattern, and I had to edit it manually, so that's where this comes in handy. I'm not really sure how to demo it, but gates are also used in gated reverb, so maybe we'll try and make some gated reverb in the riffs. Might not work because I'm not 100% sure on how to do that, but we'll give it a go because Tone Bogans, the whole point of Tone Bogans is to try and emulate things with cheap pedals that we can't afford. That's the point. I actually tried to explain that to my friend the other day and she's like, I still don't get it. I'm like, yeah, well, not everyone can afford really expensive things. We're just doing this on a budget. And she's like, oh, you've lost me. Okay then. Secondly, we have the Lemon Squeezer. Does that sound familiar to you? Lemon Squeezer, Orange Squeezer, Dan Armstrong Orange Squeezer in a yellow box. That's pretty much what this is. I looked it up after I whinged about it in my lo-fi rig rundown because I wasn't 100% sure that this was that pedal. And I'm still not 100% sure, but I think based on the names it could be. I don't play the right style of music for this pedal to really work the way that it should, and so I'm not going to complain about it anymore. It does what it's meant to do in the way it's meant to do it. I'm just trying to use it for smooth compression, and it's like, no, let's do chicken picking. And I'm like, no, let's not do chicken picking because I don't know what that is. I'm pretty sure I don't play like that. Oh, but we should. No. So we've got the threshold, this little black knob here, which will be really hard for you to see. But threshold on anything like this, any dynamic pedal, that's where you want your compression to start. So if you dial it all the way down, it's a lot. I'm not actually sure that's how this pedal works, but technically, if you dial it all the way to counterclockwise, it should be, you know, minus 60 dB that it starts at. And then if you dial it all the way clockwise, it should be only a little bit of compression. I can't get this to work the way that my brain thinks a compressor should work, so I'm not sure that I'm correct on that. Then it's got blend. I like the blend knob because I can set it to kind of like, 9 o'clock and get a little bit of that funky, really, you know, percussive kind of picking thing, but then I don't get this really bad clamping down on the signal and then it bounces back up. So for me, I think I'm putting it on a threshold of 3 o'clock and a blend of about 3, and then it's got volume to compensate, because you always need to compensate for compression. The way that a compressor works as a VST is a little bit different to how they work as a pedal, but looking at a VST is probably a really good place to start to get your head around it, because you can think of volume as your output gain, and you can and threshold's the same, and compression blend you can kind of think of as more like a they don't all okay, in Logic it has a blend, it has a mix knob, but I kind of feel like that's almost the same as the knee. So soft knee, hard knee. If it's a soft knee, it takes longer to get there. If it's a hard knee, it just kind of goes all for it. If it's here, it's a soft knee, and if it's here, it's a hard knee. It just kind of punches you right in the face as you use it, like a hard knee would do on the compressor settings. I'm losing my train of thought because I'm actually really bored doing this episode. I'm really sorry. We'll keep going through this episode and get it out the way, because they are important pedals, but I can't feel excited about them. We've got a boost as well. Woohoo! Makes your signal louder. 20 decibel boost all the way over here. I use it on about 1/3 of the way up for this one. I couldn't work out how this is pronounced. It's either the amp LiTone or amp Lit One. I kind of like Lit One. Like, yeah, Lit One. And the thing I like about it is it has a tone control that you can turn on and off. That's cool, because I don't always want it to be EQ'd. Sometimes I want it to be the sound of the guitar, but sometimes I want to really, really shape that sound, mostly for lead. Sometimes, because it does give you the option of sweeping between bass and treble, and it does pick up a lot of bass, this one. So sometimes if I'm doing a bass line, I can make it really epically bassy, rather than just it being like a flabby bass line on a guitar. You can boost that all the way up, which I really do like. We're going to go to some riffs now. Hopefully that's a little bit more exciting than my blabbering on at the moment, and I will be back shortly. hopefully the sound demo was a little bit more exciting than my explanation of the pedals. I honestly could have gone to sleep during my own explanation of those 3 pedals, because while I use them every single time I make a track, they're boring. They're just always there. You don't think about them, but they enhance your sound. They make you have your own unique sound when you work out what's best for you. That said, I probably never want to talk about noise gates ever again. I don't think I should have started with that one because I could feel my eyes glazing over. The next episode will be a little bit more exciting and hopefully a pedal that people will want to use in a very strange manner. What could it be? I guess you'll have to find out next episode. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.